Hello friends and Culture Drop subscribers, Galen here. This is part one of a video series that we're gonna do that is how to become more emotionally intelligent. This part one, this first video, is gonna be about the difference between emotions and feelings and behavior. I talk about emotional intelligence so much. It's so critical to your success as a human being, as a leader, as a co-worker, as in relationships and friendships, etc. There's 4 or 5 buckets of emotional intelligence depending on who you talk to. There's self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, and social skills or relationship building. And this video is going to focus on self-regulation and specifically talking about the difference between feelings and emotions and behaviors. Understanding these two things in your relationship and ability to sort of control these things is a huge part of self-regulation and emotional intelligence. Essentially, what I want to say is that like the difference between an emotion and a behavior. So feeling frustrated is an emotion. It's a feeling that I have. But speaking angrily, raising my voice, making a scowly face, like is a behavior. And the difference between what you feel, like your emotions and your feelings and like your emotional behavior is such an important thing that like that's an area that you have control over and you can discern the two and understand the difference. Self-regulation and control over your emotional behavior is such a huge impact on you and your life. Feelings are not the truth. They're not good, they're not bad. They are just part of the human experience. And you don't get to choose your feelings. A lot of times something that will frustrate you or whatever isn't a choice that you make actively, like I wanna be mad or I wanna be sad or I wanna be excited about this thing. However, the thing that you do have 100% control over is your behavior. How do you respond and behave or treat other people as a result of those feelings and emotions that you have? So to make this as practical as possible, to give you a tip and like an example and how to do this thing is, let's say the example of you being in an argument or in a conversation with somebody else that like is getting heated, you're getting upset, you're getting whatever, you're having emotions as part of that. So in that instance, in terms of like, how do you become more emotionally intelligent? It's also through practice. There's no like easy way overnight thing to do this, but it's to recognize in yourself that your emotions are controlling your behavior. And this is difficult. A lot of us didn't receive any kind of training or education in school about like how do we regulate our emotions and have healthy conflict or conversations. And so the thing to do is to catch yourself. When you recognize, that you're like, your body language is very angry, if you're raising your voice, like insulting somebody else, those aren't things that you should do because you're frustrated or because you're upset. And the challenge is most of us don't have any tools to like express to somebody else the emotions that we're feeling. And so when we don't have those tools, then people like, they yell, they're angry, they insult people, they like use their emotional behavior to like basically communicate to somebody else that they're frustrated and let them know. So a tool for yourself is to be able to express that with your words, but not let that emotion control your behavior. So for example, it is possible in a heated argument or discussion when like emotions are high to say to somebody in this calm of a voice, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is like an 8 or a 9 for me, or like I'm incredibly frustrated. I'm very upset right now. And if I have the tools to be able to express that with my words, I don't need to like be mad, yell. I don't need to communicate to you through my emotional behavior how important something is to me or express my emotions. So having control over that is super critical. And your ability to like calmly express to somebody how you're feeling, but not let that totally control your emotional behavior. That is like a thing to practice, a thing to get really good at. If you're great at doing that in an emotional situation to like remain level-headed, communicate and express how you're feeling to somebody else and like remain in regulation of your own behavior, that's like awesome. That's a super win. So one little aspect, one easy piece of like, what is emotional intelligence? How do you get better at it? Thanks for watching and tuning in. Subscribe to our channel. We put a lot of content on here. You can also subscribe to the Culture Drop mailing list and get these emails in your inbox every Tuesday morning. Follow our social media channels. Put a lot of free content out about just being more awesome and building great teams.